Hey everyone, thanks for joining today's webinar, How to Import Contacts and Manage Your Audience. My name is Mariana, and along with my teammate Justin, we'll be your hosts today.
That's right. Hey everyone, let's take a look at our agenda for today. We're going to start by getting more familiar with key audience concepts to make sure you're prepared to set up your audience in Mailchimp. After that, we'll walk through how to create an audience and import contacts to it in the app. Then we'll cover the basics of how to organize your contacts in Mailchimp. And finally, we'll provide an overview of the audience dashboard and sign-up form.
Sounds pretty good. And if you need any technical assistance at any time, you can visit our website at mailchimp.com/help. All right, let's get started by talking through some key audience concepts.
That's right. Your marketing will generate the best return on investment, or ROI, when you take the time to build and maintain a healthy audience. Having up-to-date information about the contacts in your audience is one of the foundations of great marketing. Mailchimp has built-in tools to help you along the way. With the right data and organization, you can send the right messages to the right people. When considering your audience, take a moment to think about your marketing goals. Who your contacts are, what information is relevant to them, things like that.
Consider what variables affect your audience. For example, if you have an e-commerce store, do you have seasonal-only customers, bargain hunters, or customers who are only interested in certain types of merchandise, services, or events? Or are you an organization that needs to send different content to donors, sponsors, members, or other patrons? Or does it matter if your contacts are local, domestic, or international? The more you think about what information you need from your audience up front, the easier it will be for you to market to them in the future.
Right. Let's take a moment to recap a couple key terms. You might already be familiar with them, but for those who are new to this topic, let's review. When we say audience, we mean a place for you to collect and manage your contacts in Mailchimp. A contact is someone whose email is stored in your audience. So you may be wondering, how do I get contacts into my Mailchimp audience? There are three main ways to do this.
3? That's pretty cool.
That's right.
First, you can bring contacts manually into your audience using our import process. For example, you could import a list of contact information you collected from a trade show. The second option is to collect contacts via sign-up form in Mailchimp. You can create and share the sign-up form, and you'll often see sign-up forms on a website, but you can also share them to attract new subscribers on social or through any other channel.
All right, and the last way to bring contacts into your audience is through a third-party integration or through the Mailchimp API. You may already have a sign-up form that you already use on your website that wasn't built in Mailchimp, but you can connect that sign-up form to Mailchimp through our available integrations so that those contacts are automatically added into your audience. To find the right integration, just head over to mailchimp.com/integrations. In that directory, you can search for specific integrations or filter by type.
When you bring your contacts into Mailchimp, their email marketing status determines what kind of content you can share with them. Let's talk about these statuses. They include subscribed, unsubscribed, non-subscribed, and cleaned, and archived. In Mailchimp, to send email marketing to a contact, they need to give express, verifiable consent to be marketed to and therefore be subscribed. A subscribed contact is opted in to receive marketing, while an unsubscribed contact has opted out of receiving marketing. That is. A contact who has interacted with your business but hasn't opted in to receive marketing yet is non-subscribed. For example, they may have purchased something from your store but didn't sign up for your newsletter. Email addresses that have hard bounced or repeatedly soft bounced are considered cleaned. Bounces can be the result of a full email inbox or wrong email address. And the last type, archived contacts, are the ones removed from your audience. These could be people who haven't interacted with your emails in a long time. Archived contacts don't count towards billing, but their data is retained in your account. Instead of deleting them, you may want to keep these contacts archived in order to see an overview of their data.
So what do these statuses mean in terms of sending campaigns? When it comes to email marketing, you're only able to email subscribed contacts in your audience. But for other marketing channels like ads, you can reach contacts who have unsubscribed or are non-subscribed within your audience. We've talked through foundational audience concepts, so let's head over to our Mailchimp account, and then we'll go through the process of creating an audience together. When you create a new account, Mailchimp will use basic information you provide to create your audience so that you can start adding contacts to it right away. As a best practice, we recommend using one primary audience to organize your contacts rather than multiple audiences. However, you may need to create additional audiences, so we'll walk through the basics in the setup process. Keep in mind, the number of audiences that you store in your account depends on the plan that you're on. For example, our standard plan allows you to create up to 5 audiences.
Let's go ahead and create a sample audience together. From your main account page, you can access your audience dashboard by selecting the audience option in the navigation menu, which will bring you right to your audience dashboard. You'll notice in this audience menu that in addition to the audience dashboard, you can also quickly access a view of all of your contacts, your sign-up forms, tags, segments, and other options. In the Manage Audience dropdown, click View Audiences. This shows us all of our audiences in one place. You can see we have a couple of audiences already created here that serve different purposes. From this page, let's click on Create Audience. Our system will prompt you to use tags to organize one audience as opposed to creating a new audience. But for now, we'll choose Create Audience. And you'll see a variety of details that we'll need to add in about this new audience.
First, audience name will be just for you. Your contacts won't see it, so name it something that will help you identify it. In our case, we'll call this Wholesale Audience. Each time you send a campaign from this audience, we'll pull in the default email address and name that you list here. Let's put Amelia at thepottedplannerla.com as our default email address and Amelia at thepottedplanner as our default from name. Next, you'll want to remind people how they signed up for your audience. This should be something short but descriptive as a statement, something like, you signed up via our website, or something more creative. Below that, you will also be able to add in your store's physical mailing address to be compliant with canned spam laws. Canned spam is an important federal act that regulates commercial marketing messages. There are a few main requirements to be aware of, including telling your email recipients where your business is located, as well as making sure to provide a clear opt-out link somewhere in your email message. Don't worry, we'll help make sure that your messages are canned spam compliant. Mailchimp automatically includes an unsubscribe link as well as your business address in the footer of each email that you send.
Next up, we'll go over to the sign-up process in Form Settings. To add contacts to your audience, you need their permission. In other words, contacts have to opt in. Mailchimp has 2 types of opt-in methods for you to choose from: single or double opt-in. With single opt-in, a contact just fills out your form and clicks submit, and they're now part of your audience. This is the best method if you're looking to help grow your audience quickly. Double opt-in requires the contact to take one more confirmation step after they sign up. Below these opt-in methods, there's an option to check this box enabling GDPR fields. The GDPR, or General Data Protection Regulation, is a European Union privacy law that affects businesses around the world. It regulates how any organization that is subject to the regulation treats or uses the personal data of people located in the EU. If you interact with users that live in the European Union, enable this box in order to collect the proper information on these contacts to help you be GDPR compliant. We'll go ahead and hit Save at the bottom of the page to save our new audience. Now that we have a new audience, it's time to start adding some information to it. In order to do that, we'll need to set up our audience fields.
That's right. Audience fields are where you keep your information on your contacts. They're a lot like cells in a spreadsheet. They store email addresses, names, birthdays, other information. You'll be able to see this information in a couple different places. You'll see it in your audience's contact table, which is a list view of all of your contacts, and on individual contacts profile pages. We want to point out that you can edit audience fields through your form builder, where you ask new subscribers to input their information when signing up for your audience. But you can also edit those fields right here. From the settings dropdown, click on the option Audience Fields and Merge Tags.
What are merge tags, Justin? And how do they relate to audience fields? When you're setting up an email campaign, you can use a merge tag to automatically pull in information from your audience that's unique to each contact. This info will then populate to personalize your email for every contact. For example, you can say, "Hi," then insert the merge tag fname, and it will populate the contact's first name for you. So, for example, "Hi, Freddie" would show to a contact named Freddie when he opens your email. Or in our cases, "Hi, Mariana," or "Hi, Justin,"
Hello?
would show. This is just a nice way to make an email feel more personal and relevant to the person receiving it. And here you can see we have our email address field and first and last name fields, along with a couple of other fields by default.
That's right. On this page, we can add more audience fields or remove some. To help us customize what shows up on our sign-up forms and in our audience, for example, we'll remove this phone number field here by selecting the trash can icon and then typing in delete to confirm. Next to each field, you'll also see the option to make the field visible or required. It will show up, if it's visible, it will show up to your audience in the sign-up form. If it's required, this means someone filling out your form won't be able to submit that form without inputting that information. Think of it this way. This page is where you'll set your fields to personalize that information that you wish to collect about your contacts. For example, do you want to collect birth dates so that you can send contacts discounts when their birthday comes up?
I love birthdays, especially if they're mine.
Say.
If so, you can do so by selecting Add a Field here, and then selecting the birthday field. In this drop-down, we can choose our date format and name our field. We'll call ours birthday. And that's it. Now we can include this field in our sign-up forms going forward. Create as many or as few audience fields as you'd like to help collect the information you want about your contacts. Let's save these changes. And now that we've created an audience, we'll cover the steps to import contacts you already have into that audience.
You can import contacts into your audience one by one or in bulk. So let's break down both methods. First, importing contacts individually. To do this, we'll select Add Contacts and then add a subscriber from the drop-down menu. This will take you to a new page where you'll enter your new subscriber's information. An email address is required, but you can also add in other relevant information that matches the fields that you set up. For example, first name and email address.
You'll also have the option to apply a tag to the contact. Tags are a tool to help you organize your contacts in your audience, and we'll come back to these in a bit. Remember, you'll want to make sure your contacts have given the proper permission to be added to your audience. You can mark that they've granted this permission by checking this box. Next, to add multiple subscribers at once, select the Add Contacts drop-down again. Then select Import Contacts. Here you can upload a CSV of contacts or copy and paste from an outside file.
First, we'll want to choose our upload method. We're going to choose CSV file, as this is one of the more common methods. A CSV file is a common type of spreadsheet file that you can make with Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets or Apple Numbers. And now, if you've never set up a CSV file, you might have some questions about formatting. We have great resources in our Help Center to help you get more comfortable with this process, so check those out. You can find this resource linked right here at the top, but we'll also be sharing this in our follow-up resources. Since we've selected our option here, let's click Continue to move on. The file import process has two parts. First, you'll prepare your spreadsheet of contacts outside of Mailchimp and then save it as a CSV file. Next, you'll use this import tool to add your contacts to Mailchimp.
And once the file is all set to import, it's time to upload it. So we'll select Browse and choose the right file from our computer. And once the file is selected, Continue to Organize will take us to the next step. And first, we'll want to use the Select an Audience drop-down to confirm the audience we want to import to, and then we'll use the Select a Status drop-down to choose the status of the contacts you're about to import. And these are those email marketing statuses like subscribed, unsubscribed, or cleaned. And most of the time when you're importing contacts, they'll be subscribed contacts. You'll see this option here, and to update your existing contacts. And if you check this box, contacts who are already in your audience will update with any new information from this import. Additionally, if your audience has groups, you can import your contacts directly into the group of your choice on this next step.
Next, we'll select Continue to Tag. If you want to assign tags to all of your contacts in your import, click the drop-down menu and choose Create Tags as needed. You can also choose from popular tags. As a reminder, tags are labels to help you internally organize your Mailchimp audience. We know that everyone in our import file are wholesale best buyers, so we're going to add a tag called Best Buyers here. Then we'll select Continue to Match. Match the columns in your import file to the fields in your Mailchimp audience. We'll automatically match some columns for you. For example, the column that contains email addresses will match the required email address field. You can see we've also imported birthday information here, so it will match your birthday field like so.
Yep, that's right. And if these fields aren't what you want, you can always select Edit and choose another field name or create a brand new field. Click the column header to choose a different field type for the column or to create a new field. Creating a new field is useful if you're importing new information for the first time and haven't set up a field yet for it. Repeat this process for all unmatched columns that you want to import. Any unmatched columns won't be imported.
When importing information into your audience, you want to think about what's useful for you to know about your audience. Remember, you can use this information that's been imported later to segment your audience for specific contacts and information. Once everything is all set, click on Finalize Import to review the settings. If everything looks good, click Complete Import. And that's it. We've just imported our contacts. We can now see our contacts by selecting View Contacts. Next up, we'll show you the basics of how to organize your contacts in your audience so you can send better, more targeted campaigns through Mailchimp. Once you have some contacts in your audience, you might be wondering, how can you organize them? For example, you want to send a campaign out to people in your audience who you know attended a trade show. Or perhaps you want to send a campaign to people who have opened some of your more recent email campaigns.
Let's start by defining and providing examples for the three main tools you can use to organize Mailchimp and a Mailchimp audience: tags, groups, and segments. First up, we'll start with tags. Tags are internal labels you create to help organize your contacts within Mailchimp. You might have encountered tags before if you've used a blogging platform or used a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager. These often include tagging features to categorize people or content. You can select a tag and then see all of the relevant contact that's been labeled with that tag. Tags are customizable, so you can create and assign tags to contacts in a way that meets your needs. Keep in mind, tags are used to label contacts based on data only you know about them, so contacts won't be able to see them if they're tagged. And you can use tags in any way that works for you, whether it's creating a full tagging structure to organize all of your contacts, or just use a few tags to identify key contacts in your audience. No matter your use case, tags give you the flexibility to bring a system that fits your business into Mailchimp, that fits your business, that works best for you. And I've said tags like 50 more times than I've ever said it in my life.
I love tags. I think tags are great for your business. It's a good way to label your contacts. So once you've created your tags and you assign them to your contacts, you can send campaigns directly to specific tag contacts in your audience. Additionally, you can also create an automated email, or what we call an automation, which triggers when you add a specific tag to a contact automatically.
Yep, and next let's cover groups. Unlike tags, which are only internal to your account, groups are customer-facing and allow your subscribers to self-select their preferences. Many Mailchimp customers use groups on their sign-up forms, where subscribers can choose what type of information they'd like to receive or how often they'd like to receive communication. These groups function like categories users can identify with. For example, they can express interest in men's or women's fashion updates, or whether they're interested in specific products or services you offer. Let's wrap up our audience organization tools by talking about segments. A segment is a filter that helps you find contacts within your audience with shared characteristics. When you create a segment, you set conditions to filter contacts based on the information that's available in your audience. Each segment can include up to 5 conditions. Marketers often sort people according to factors like their demographics, behavior, and where they are in their buyer's journey. What strategy you use to segment your audience depends on the product or service you're delivering.
Sure. For example, let's say you run a clothing boutique with locations in multiple cities. Segmenting your customers by their location and then sending each group a campaign related to offers and events at their individual location will help get your best results. Someone in Atlanta isn't likely to be interested in store-only workshops at your boutique in, say, Oakland. However, if you send targeted messages to your Oakland subscribers, local events at their location, they're much more likely to visit and shop with you, as the content is more specific to them. Moving on, in the last part of today's webinar, we'll cover the audience dashboard and sign-up forms.
As we mentioned at the start of today's webinar, your Mailchimp audience is much more than a list of email addresses. The data you collect on your audience really helps to define how you can market and speak to them. Constantly learning about and understanding your subscribers, including their preferences, engagement, and behaviors, is crucial to sending out better campaigns.
That's right. So if we click on Audience in our navigation panel, it'll open that dashboard page that we saw earlier. Each of your Mailchimp audiences includes this dashboard that highlights valuable details about your contacts. But it isn't just about gaining insight. All the information on the audience dashboard is clickable, so you can instantly launch campaigns for specific sets of contacts. Let's go ahead and break down each of these sections. The recent growth section gives you an at-a-glance overview of your contacts growth over the last 30 days.
The tags section shows a list of the 5 most commonly used tags in the audience, along with the number of contacts that have each of those tags. You'll also see segments for email marketing engagement and top locations. And for those on a standard plan or higher, you'll see predicted demographics. Don't forget, you can click on almost any piece of information on the audience dashboard to instantly take action on it and create a campaign. By selecting Target with Campaign, we're able to quickly get started on creating an email, an ad, or postcard campaign for a specific segment of an audience.
Yeah. Now let's talk about sign-up forms. We can access this section from our Manage Audience drop-down menu by selecting Sign-up Forms. Sign-up forms are an easy but powerful way to extend the reach of your email marketing and enhance your long-term audience growth. Mailchimp offers a number of options to attract subscribers to your website, social channels, and other platforms. There are forms that are built to be shared out, and these can be found and designed in our form builder. And then there are forms that are meant for your website, such as the embedded and subscriber pop-up forms.
The great thing about our forms is that they can be designed and customized to your needs. For example, let's click into the subscriber pop-up. This brings up the pop-up form builder, which is where you customize your pop-up form, enable or disable it on your website, or generate code to connect a custom website outside of Mailchimp. Make it your own by adding brand colors, images, and relevant fields. These forms will allow you to collect new subscribers and learn more about your audience. And with that, we finished up running through the basics of building your audience. Way to go!
Way to go. And with that, we wrapped up today's webinar. Stay tuned. You will be receiving a recording of this tutorial and some follow-up resources. If you've enjoyed this webinar, and we hope you do, we also have a variety of other available webinars for you to watch and help you use Mailchimp. Check out Mailchimp.com/workshops for more information. And if you want more video content, check out our YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Justin.